and Company.
Yes, it is another edition here on a great. We're live on a Sunday afternoon here at the wonderful studios in the suburbs of Chicago, Intellectual Radio. It is Bell and Company. I'm Mario J. Bell. She, of course, is Libby, and I know you had your little intro you want to do today.
Yeah,
Hey, Libby.
celebrate Pride Month.
Woo! Yes, I know. I don't know if for the people on the YouTube and for Facebook, if they see it from YouTube, Libby's all dressed up today. She's got her flag and her pride shirt there. So
yeah, I wore both
you're all
symbols,
excited.
the flag, the American flag.
Are you
and
going to be
pride
marching in the
symbols.
parade this year, Libby?
Why not? They
So-
invite me, yes.
Yeah. No, I thought you had a little bit you wanted to talk about, but I think that's good enough because we have a guest. We don't want to take up.
course.
We don't want to take up all your time. I mean,
Yes,
the
of
show with all of
course.
your time, Libby.
Of course.
So let's welcome. He's on the screen for people that are watching on YouTube and Facebook. This is Mr. Will Canty. Hey, Will, how are you?
Man, I'm good. How you doing today?
Good. Welcome to the show.
Man,
There we
thank
go.
you for having me.
Yes, sir. I'll tell you, we've been talking on Facebook, and I didn't realize we were at another studio at one point together, but I guess I never met you.
Yeah,
That's weird.
It's weird,
Very
right?
strange because it
Right.
was on the weekends.
It was Sundays. Yeah, it used to be
Huh.
Boss Talk Radio.
I don't know how I missed that.
Man, it's
You got to bring
timely.
it back right here. Look, Sundays. Here we go.
Man, this is a nice spot too. Beautiful.
He's
in
got
there,
it
too.
later though. They got shows up until like 8 or 9. You got to.
Yeah,
talk
we
to
got
the
here a little
bosses.
early and heard the show before was real interesting. So
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff here. I mean, we're more of the fun show. You know, we
Yeah.
like to
It
do
seems
goofy
fun, and
stuff.
listening to Libby talk.
Libby, she's kind of crazy, and we were doing a segment on the other station was on Where's Libby, so we're gonna pick that up again. You're
Okay.
gonna be able to watch little clips.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Libby
she won't-
seems cool.
She won't be here. She'll be hiding somewhere else. We got to figure out where she's at, kind of stuff. So but we like to have fun here and have really cool guests on like yourself.
Man, I appreciate
But
that. Yeah.
like I said, we've been talking off the air. You were helping me get my really high credit score.
right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And
that's
you
I
know
do.
what? I put the post on, like you're saying, just if you wouldn't mind mentioning that you're coming on to the man, we got a lot of good response there.
Man,
People
that's-
need their credit fixed.
That's always good, and I've been doing this for a long time with the credit.
Have you been responding to those people, by the way? There are like a dozen that
I
I've noticed
have.
that.
I've
Good,
tried
good.
to. I try
good,
to get everybody.
good.
Sometimes I missed a few fall through the cracks, but
Well,
I'm
where
here.
do they? Let's get that out before I forget. Where do we find Will?
I'm on Facebook, Will Canty. On Instagram, it's Will Can _1.
Okay.
You can also call me as well at 312-533-5013.
Say that number again.
312-533-5013.
And the reason we're calling Will is because, like I said, man, he's got a really cool program that helps people out, and who couldn't use a good credit score, right? I mean,
That's
even
right.
people without what happens if like Libby, she's only got like checking account, debit cards. Can you help her get
I
some
don't have
credit?
no credit.
How about she
They
wants
won't
to
give me
buy a
Libby.
new little castle for herself? Can we get her a mortgage when she doesn't really have a lot of credit?
Well, you know what? I can tell her the steps to take to go ahead and build the credit so she can qualify for a good mortgage. So
There you go.
Oh wow,
yes.
I didn't
See,
even know this.
There absolutely are. Like even like a store
didn't.
charge. She does have Target. Doesn't that count? Does that count?
Target helps. That's a start. That's
Okay,
a
Right,
start.
good.
that's
It's
my
a start
dad's
building
name.
a
I just
score.
paid the bill.
Oh, Libby's mooching off her dad. Okay,
no,
well that
I
ain't gonna
paid a
work.
bill, but it's in his name.
We gonna help Libby
gotta
so
put
she
that-
ain't got to mooch off her dad.
Yeah, we got to put it in your name, Libby. What the heck?
Yeah.
Anyway, so Will, let's talk a little bit about Will, how you kind of got into this, because I know you do other things besides the credit repair stuff.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm gonna be honest. I got into this working in corporate America, right? Working a good job, doing really good. And one day I had got a tap on the shoulder, right?
Okay.
The company pulled me in the office and they were having financial difficulties.
Oh,
So
that's never good.
yeah, never good, never a good thing. And at the time,
I'm laughing, but I'm not. I don't mean it's funny.
No,
That's
no,
never
it's funny
good.
now. Now we can laugh, but back then it was traumatic for me.
Oh, let me tell you, in the broadcast industry, they
Yes.
literally don't even. You just walk in, and at the end of the day, you're gone. That happens.
Yes,
That
yes,
happens a
yeah.
lot.
and I believe it.
Broadcast media. So don't worry, you're not the only one that had the issue. But anyway, so you're in the corporate media.
Yeah,
or at corporate jobs. Sorry.
Yeah, in corporate, in
Doing really good.
management, and
OC manager. Too.
yeah, I was a
Ooh,
manager.
C-level.
Yeah,
C-level.
and got a tap on the shoulder. The company started having financial difficulties, and they, instead of letting me go, they demoted me. So I went from making 6 figures to like $21 an hour.
Ooh, that's a big.
That's
That's
a-
like half.
Yes, sir. So
That's more. That's less than half.
man, it was traumatic to the point where I couldn't even afford to rent anymore.
Oh man.
Yeah. So I found this industry. A friend of mine brought me to my mentor, Mr. Joe Gathens, and he told me about this opportunity.
Okay.
I got with this opportunity. I got with this company. Now let's fast forward. My credit was horrible.
It was bad.
Yeah,
Even
my
at the
credit was
corporate
bad
job?
when I said, "Oh yes, sir, yes,
Oh,
sir."
okay.
I was one of the people that learned how to live with bad credit. So it was like cash was king for me.
Mm.
Anything that I wanted, I would save my money up for. So
If the government has it their way, we might not have cash anymore.
well, that's a whole nother
That would have
topic.
been that would have been rough for you back then if that happened. Yeah, no, right. That's a whole nother show we can do.
Yeah.
Let's focus on Will. So anyway, you were doing a lot of cash transaction, no
yes,
credit.
Yes. So when I got with the company started working on my personal credit, right? So within the first 30 days, Chapter 7 bankruptcy came off. 2 student loans came off from the Department of Education. Within 6 months, 3 more student loans came off from the Department of Education. Now, this is a guy I always had bad credit. All of a sudden, I have good credit. So
You were able to get the student loan
yes,
that shows it was delinquent off of your credit, really?
yes, sir.
I
Yes,
thought
sir.
those never. Well, they don't go away. You have
That's
to
a
always
myth.
pay them.
That's a myth.
Really?
Anything negative on your credit report can be deleted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. Anything negative, it doesn't matter what it is. And
Interesting.
yes, sir. Yes,
Well, we
sir.
can get more into that. I want to still know more how you got in. So you were able to get that stuff removed. What else? Tell me some other things that were coming off.
Well, those at the time was the major things that I had on there. Was the
How about
student
like not
loans.
paying rent? Does that show up on credit? I'm not sure.
Yeah,
It
if you get,
does.
especially if you get an eviction. If you get an eviction, that's going to
Yes.
show up on your credit. Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. They do. I wasn't sure if they could leave. Okay, so they can put an eviction
Yes,
on.
sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir. Because you defaulted on a contract.
You defaulted on a
Yes,
That's
sir.
true. It's like
Yes,
a
sir.
credit card, but you're living in it. you're not buying stuff. You're living. But okay, so that was, and you were able to get all that stuff
Yes,
through
sir.
this program.
Yeah, so
removed.
my credit shot up, right? So as my credit shot up, all I did was just tell my story to everybody.
Okay.
I went around showing my results, telling my story. Now the additional sources of income started coming in. I started making money, and then I was able to start helping everybody else do the same thing.
Very nice.
That was 2017, and we back here. I'm still at it. 2024.
So that's 7 years, going to go on 8 already, and still rocking it.
Still rocking and
So-
rolling.
So, but what happens now? Is this a program that you could keep? And I guess we'll get into why you're here specifically to talk about the program. Is this something that you could keep utilizing throughout your life, or is it like a one-time thing that you can get rid of, like negative items?
Well, we get the negative items off. Our goal is to get them off so they don't return. Okay. Our program normally lasts is 4 to 6 months.
Okay.
So our goal is to get your credit restored and get you done where you don't need us anymore. And in the process, we want to educate you on credit too, so you don't make the same mistakes and find yourself back in the same predicaments.
I mean,
again.
paying off the bill every month, I guess, is common sense. Just do that. You don't get into debt, but that's
Well,
sometimes hard to
that's-
do, right?
That's the plan, but life happens sometimes.
I was just going to say that.
Yes,
Life
sir.
happens a lot.
Yes, sir.
I just had life happen with my truck. And, that was a $300 life happens event. I was like, whoa, it's a good thing I had the credit card. So,
And then, like you say, okay, life happens with your truck, right? So a lot of people don't realize you get into a jam and you can't make that payment on your truck. A late payment can drop your score 50 to 100 points.
I heard that.
Yes,
But luckily,
sir.
it's paid off. I'm talking about just fixing it.
Oh, okay.
I was in debt to
okay.
them. They were waiting for me to come with the check, right, or the credit card or something, and I'm like scrambling to get money because this isn't recent, but I thought they were going to take the truck at one point.
Oh,
I had
wow.
just paid it off,
Okay.
but I needed all this work. The warranty was over.
Oh man.
So yeah, I got myself in a little jam with that credit card because that credit card was like this one I want to talk about too about rates. The credit card was like 27% interest rates.
Oh,
It was a
wow.
credit card, not like a secured card. It was a regular card.
Okay.
Where
Okay.
you just pay it monthly.
Okay.
You don't have to put a deposit or anything. But Jesus, I wish I did because then I would have had maybe a better rate. But anyway, so it can happen to anybody. I guess is the point. It's not like just people that are not working or whatever. It's
Definitely,
know,
definitely. It
you had a 100,000 up job, and
yes,
so.
yes, and it definitely happens to a lot of us. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. The main reason why is they're not teaching this stuff in school. So you learn the importance of credit after you messed yours up already.
Yeah.
Like this
Life
was kind of
experience.
important. I shouldn't have done this.
We get life experience, right? Yes. You know what? People say that all the time. And the guy Mike Rowe, who does the Dirty Jobs show, or I don't know what he's doing now, but
Okay.
he talks about the value of getting other things than college, being educated in the high school with trades and with classes like that, talking about
Yes.
your finances. But honestly, I went to a private school. They were focused on getting me into like Notre Dame.
Really?
I don't really think we had a lot of electives. They did towards the end there, and after I was gone and graduated, they did start having like art classes, like radio, TV stuff, like what we're doing here. It was like a class
right.
to set something up like this, right?
Okay.
I guess they have a station and everything now. But anyway, they started doing that. They had like more humanities classes. They had health, but I'm not sure they had business class. I still don't think they do.
No, they're not. They're not.
And that's I don't know about public school. I'm talking private school.
Well, yeah, I went to public school. They wasn't teaching
Didn't have it there either as an elective or anything.
Teaching. Now in high school, I had a senior year. I had an economics class.
Oh, at least they had that. Okay.
Yeah, so I learned about like supply and demand and finances. It was an introduction to it before I, entered the world.
Well, at least you had it. I didn't even have that.
Right. That should have been taught though years ago though, back in elementary school, and a process where it gradually increases information.
I agree.
I believe.
You got to start a program. Your organization,
I do.
Which we'll get talking about in a second, but that would be something to do. I agree, man. Do it in like 8th grade. Don't wait till college. I took economics and business law and all that. Okay. But that was, when I'm 21 and I'm already out of the problems I had out of high school with speaking of credit cards. I've had a lot of fun with my credit.
And then the funny
it's
thing,
gone up and down, up and down, up and down.
For me, my credit started becoming an issue for me at 18. Okay.
Oh, right out of high school.
Right out of high school, they sent me a credit card in the mail. It was a $500 limit.
Yeah.
And I remember, this is a funny story, the cool gray Jordans number 11. Anybody that knows anything about them Jordans, right?
Yes.
I stood in line for those Jordans, right?
And I'm like, $500, really?
No, the credit limit was $500.
Will you listen?
No, I'm wondering if you maxed out the card. I'm waiting. Go ahead. You tell the story. Sorry.
No. So I stood in line, and a buddy of mine pulled up like, "Hey man, you in line for your shoes?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Hey," he gave me $200. Like, get mine too. So in my head, I'm thinking, I just made $200 because I bought both pairs of shoes with my card. And kept the $200 in my pocket.
Yep.
Never paid a bill.
Oh,
that was the beginning.
That was the
of
catch.
The end.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Ooh, boy, you started young with that. Then.
I started young, but like I said,
what happened with that one? Did it just go on your score? Your
it went
credit
on my credit
as just a account you never paid off, basically, right?
Went into collections. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. But that was the beginning. That was the beginning of making bad financial decisions.
Yeah.
But not understanding the importance of it, because that decision right there started the damage where I couldn't get like cell phones in my name. I remember having a prepaid card,
just because of that one.
Just because of that, I had nothing anyway. I didn't have any credit. I had no history to go off of, I started destroying it before it even began.
No, that's what happens too. That I think the banks know that, but they like getting you on early. But obviously not everybody does that, but I think most people do when they're 18, 19, 20, before they're starting a family and finishing school, they're out partying and they're not thinking about paying the bill. I get it.
Yeah, you're not.
I'm not saying you're alone, because I was there with you. I'm telling you, my score was all the way. What's the highest you can have, by the way, with the FICOs?
850.
Is it still 8? Because I heard they changed that too. But
no.
So my score was in the 800s. It was down in the 400. I've been all over the place.
So now I'm like good. A little roller coaster.
I was. Now I've been more steady. I'm paying the bills on time. In fact, I don't have that much credit card debt, so we're good.
Yeah, that's good.
I've learned that in life, to try to pay it off every month. In other words, get before the whatever the what is it, 21 days? We can talk about that. Like a credit card. How long do they usually give you to pay it before they start charging interest? Isn't it 25 days? It's less than a month, I think.
Well, you need to pay it. I always tell my clients, you pay it on the day. So let's say, for example, your credit card is due on the 1st.
Okay.
You can pay the bill on the 1st. You can pay it up to pay again more if you got extra on the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th. It should report to the credit bureaus by the 5th.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah. So, and I tell people that all the time, a lot of times, right, with credit card debt, the credit card debts gets up there. And people get confused. They want to look at it like paying a bill, right? They don't like to pay the bill. So I tell people
we wait till the last minute.
Well, I tell people don't look at it like you're paying a bill. Look at it like it's your money. So you're transferring your money from over here to over here. So you can take your whole paycheck.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, and clear the so if it's doing the first, take your whole check and clear the bill out, right? By the 5th, it's going to report. So God forbid you need the money again. You can go ahead and use it. It's already reported. Just pay it back down.
Wow. I never even that's why we're having you on. I would have never even thought about it that way.
Yeah.
It's my money. Even though we're lending it, it's still our money.
Yes, sir.
Because that line of credit looks good when you don't use it too.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah. And that's what I've also learned late in life. When I've got the couple $1,000 limit and I don't use it, now they like that.
They like that.
to see that you're.
They want to see that you're being responsible. That's why they're giving you the credit limits.
What do they call it? Debt to something ratio or something?
Debt to income ratio.
Is that what I'm thinking of? Where they show you've got $1,000 credit line, you only used 100. That's the debt to income.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, you want to stay under 30%.
The boss is saying we got to call. Is that my guess for next hour maybe? Or is it a question? Just put him on. Let's see who it is. I think he might be early, but let's see.
Early?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, hello?
Mario, is this the right calling number for you?
Oh, it is. It's he's for our next show. Hello
Okay.
there, sir. Yeah, you'll be on in a little bit. You just got to hang out. You don't have a question for our credit guy, do you?
Call back.
Yeah. You could. We'll get back to you in a little bit. Do you have a question for Will? He's our credit specialist.
No questions.
Okay, that's Rich. We'll see him in a little bit. Bye, Rich. I got excited. I thought we had a caller right there, but that's my guest, my next guest.
Okay, no
But
worries.
he's got. As long as we had him on, and now that I know who it was, that's Rich G. We call him. He's our entertainment concierge.
Okay.
So
okay.
he can do like that with that credit. He's got a lot of cool things you can buy with the credit.
Man,
And then he does a lot of trade too. He does barter, and then he's also our theater critic. So he'll be on in the next hour. We got him next hour.
Okay, cool.
He likes to be on as much as possible. I bet he was going to start talking if we let him.
Yeah, for sure.
Forget about
yes.
Will and the credit card stuff.
I'm glad you stopped him.
He'll be on next hour. I thought maybe that was a question from the audience, which, by the way, people can call. We are live, Will, if you don't mind taking questions.
No, I don't mind taking questions.
I forget to say this every time we're on. We're at 708-223-8953. Again, 708-223-8953. And if you have a question, something about your credit, or you want to get involved with his organization, you can give us a call and we'll chat right here on the air. So, and we're on till we're Central Time. We're on till about 1:00 here Central on Sunday, just so everybody knows. And then our next show will be after. But normally we're going to have you on Friday, but we had some other things going on. And then I was supposed to be out of town this week too, but I think it's now next week. But that might change. But we've been all over the place. We're supposed to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now it's Sunday. We're working it out.
So we should do 2 shows on Sunday.
Yeah, we like to do Friday and Sunday normally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But today we're doing back to back.
No, that's cool. That's cool. This is nice.
But you know what? It's all about having enough content to be able to put and everybody to look at over and over and over again.
That's right.
If they don't catch us live, you're going to be in the the internet space. What do they call it? The YouTube sphere for a long time.
Man, I don't mind that. I don't mind that. Leaving a legacy behind. That's the
go.
goal anyway.
There you go. From it. As long as I'm talking about, yes, we're on IntellectualRadio.com, and we're also on what else? Let's see. All the podcast sites. I always forget to mention the podcast stuff.
Okay.
And then, of course, YouTube under Intellectual Radio, and then I share it as well under Bell and Company, and then on social media, on Facebook. Instagram, where else I put it? Lots of places to find us.
Yes, sir.
All you got to do is search Intellectual Radio or Bell and Company. You'll find us. And now they can just search Pound Will, and it should pop. It should come up now too, because I put Pound Will and then your last name together.
Okay, or Pound Will Ken.
C-A-N. It should. Okay, I'm gonna put that up there too.
Ken. Yes, sir.
Good. There you go. So that's where we find it. But anyway, back to the story. He wasn't asking a question. So you got kind of involved with it on your own, but when did you start working with the organization then that you're with now?
So I've been with this organization. I'm with Nove. I started June of 23. Now, is it? Oh, no. what is this? 22.
I was
Yeah.
going to say, I think I
Yeah,
was
I've been
talking to you
with
about
them.
it more than a year ago.
Yeah.
Almost
I've been
3
with
years
them
ago.
with-
I
I was
thought.
with another organization before that, but I with this organization June of 22.
Okay.
So I've
got
been
it.
in this industry, right, since
Mhm.
2017, and I've been with this current organization I'm with now since June of 2022.
And what's the name of it again? Say it.
Nove, Novae.
Yeah, because I
Yes,
see their
sir.
logo, but I didn't know how to say it.
Yeah,
Nove.
Nove.
Libby,
Yeah,
did
means
you
new-
write
new
some notes,
beginning.
Libby?
No vey.
Thank you. All right. So anyway, the point of the whole having you in here is to kind of give some well, obviously talk about what you're doing, but also kind of let's talk about things that can help us get that 800 and some odd score. Because I mean, I don't think everybody has an 850 score all the time, right? I mean, it
No.
goes up and down. Let's talk about that. You know, what things affect the score besides not paying a bill? What else would affect your score?
Credit utilization. That's a major thing. I see that a lot. Maxing those credit cards out,
Okay.
being over 30% of the credit limits.
Okay.
You know, they tell you to be at 30% of whatever your balance is, but I encourage people to be a little lower than that.
Okay.
A lot of time, another myth I hear a lot of times with the credit cards is people get it and say, hey, just use it for gas, right? But what happens is you go to the gas station, what is it, $60, $70 to fill up? Now you
Right.
do that 2-3 times, man, that bill is up there, right?
Oh, my gas bill every month is probably $500-$600, maybe a little more.
Yeah.
I got the company paying some and then I pay some. So yeah, I get that.
Yeah. So I tell people don't use that card for gas. What I recommend is your Netflix or Hulu or Apple Music, your gym memberships, small little recurring payments on the card. That way you can manage it. It won't get out of hand.
And is that, you called it something, you said credit utilization rate. How is that different from like the debt to credit limit? Talk about that a little bit.
So that's I think that's where you were going with it. That's what I mean when I say that credit utilization. The
Okay, that is
utilization
what
on
the
the card.
like the debt
Yes,
to,
yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Cool. So wait, you mentioned a couple numbers. Let's go back. 30% is what when you say 30%?
30% of the balance of the card.
Okay,
So
but
you want to stay.
who needs to know that? The credit reporting agencies want to see that you're only
The credit report.
using 30%?
The creditors, the ones that give you the card, they want to see that you're under 30% of the card. That's yes,
okay.
They want to see,
Got it.
and that's in their eyes, you're being responsible.
Libby, are you taking notes? You want to get a card?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. So wait, what happens if, and this did happen to me a few times, and I don't always check my credit score,
Okay.
but the banks haven't changed the rate yet. Will they try to raise the interest rate because I maxed out the card and then only paid it a little at a time? Like I always pay them off, but it takes me 3 months or so. You know, I don't pay it every 30 days. I don't pay the bill in full. So I had a card that
So
was
you
like
pay a little bit on
Yeah.
the card, and that just affects the interest rate. Well, the interest is added on to that.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying what my question is, if I went way over 30% utilization is what I'm saying.
Right.
I was at 100%.
Okay.
In fact, I think I went over a couple of bucks, you know, like sometimes they let you charge like at the gas station.
Yes, sir.
So, and I didn't pay that off for 6 months. What did that do to the banks then? The people that gave me the credit card, are they like,
well, one is
what are
it's hurting your credit score. It is
Okay.
hurting your credit score.
Okay.
It's not if you're still paying the bill on time, that's fine. They're making money off of you when you do that. They're charging you interest on that. So it's not, a big deal to them. It's like, yeah, cool. We're getting paid off of you. But it's hurting you. It's hurting your credit score, and you're also paying more in interest. So you don't want to kind of leave those balances on there like that.
The only reason I did is because, again, I talked about it. I've been in the broadcast industry, broadcast media, entertainment stuff for a while, and I've had those sudden, like you mentioned, where they decided they're going to drop pay. Well, I was able to stay on because in sales, but they decided to change, kind of like what you're saying. Oh, well, it's commission now.
Right.
We're taking away that salary.
Wow.
I've had that happen a few times.
Wow.
And that really hurt. That's when I had those cards. I had more than 1,000. I had like a 10,000 limit.
Okay.
I had it at like 8. So I never really paid attention that closely because I was just trying to pay it off. But what happens, you were talking about credit score and utilization rate. What happens if you keep your card at 8,000 out of a 10,000 limit for, say, like a year and a half or something? You just pay a little at a time. What do they
It's
do?
it's just the interest. You're not gonna go anywhere. It's not gonna really get the car down like that. Just paying those minimum payments,
Okay.
and it's gonna hurt your score. They're not gonna close you off though because you're still making payments.
Well,
on
that's
the
what I'm
card.
wondering. Do they look at that and go, "Oh, he can't pay his card. We got to close him out and
No,
make
they
him pay it off"?
won't. Now, other factors may come in place. If you're like that on all your cars, you may be considered like a high risk.
Okay. Ooh, hope not.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That could be considered a factor. But if you're paying that bill on time, they're gonna, allow you to keep doing that because again, they're making money off of you doing that.
They got their, what do they call it? The juice, the vig. What's the word term for like that? That interest is, and it's like 20% now.
Yes, yes.
It's not that 0%
But
like
you're
it
not
was for
alone.
everybody.
There's so many people that this is the industry, and it's
Yeah.
designed for you to do that. Even they feel like you're not using the card enough, right? They'll go ahead and increase the limit. Like, hey, you need a little more money.
I've had that happen too.
Yes,
and then I
sir.
got spoiled, and then I said, "Oh, okay, I can go to 9,000 now because I've got a 12,000 limit." I've done it. I've been there, and that's the main reason I wanted. For selfish reasons, obviously, to promote will and everything. But I want to know, like right now, I've got that same situation going on. I had it all paid off.
Okay.
I bought some equipment for doing this project, and then fixed my car like
Right,
three
right.
times. So now I've got that utilization way up again.
Right.
I'm at like probably 60 or 70% somewhere in there.
Okay.
So, I'm worried that they might close it down, change the rate, do something. I mean, the score has been okay. My credit score hasn't really moved. We're down like 5 points or something. Not too bad. But I'm worried about what they're going to do.
Well, and then other factors come into play if you had the car, the longevity. So how long have you had the car?
Luckily, I've had that one like, I don't know, 8 years or something like that.
Yeah, so they won't just you're comfortable. You're not a high risk. They're not worried about you, not paying it off.
Okay.
So yeah, you're fine. And then look, go back to my method. Take a large lump sum of money and pay the car down. You can do that. Let it report, and then you go ahead. If you need the money again, it's there right there.
Well, that's the thing. I want to get to the point where I'm at. Each card has like $50 on it or something, just showing that I'm using it.
Right.
But there's nothing there. But it takes time. I'm not just going to hand them a couple $1,000s at once.
And then you pay a card off one at a time. You can pay one off at a time. I always start with the smallest one first.
Mm-hmm.
And then move up. Now I got programs for that too, though. A lot of times, people, if you're over $12,000 in debt, we have a debt consolidation program.
Oh, I definitely want to get into that. But before we do that, let's go back 1 second here and talk about this. So, if you pay, what about like balance transferring to pay one card off with another one?
That's a great idea. Yes, sir.
That doesn't hurt the score.
No, that's actually going to help you off. Yeah, especially if the card. You want to do a card that has a low interest rate.
I've got one at 0 that I'm not using, so I better hurry up and get on that one.
Yeah, that's the card you want to do, right?
But what happens when you take the 3 cards I got and transfer them all over to the one card? Does that hurt the credit score then at that point?
No, it should help the utilization. Along as the card that you're transferring to, you want to have the better interest rate. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, this one will go from like having $10 on it to like a couple thousand, but the other ones that had the 20% interest now will be at 0.
Yeah. So
you're saying
I would do that, and it'd be easier for you to pay the card off with a low interest rate.
And what does that do to the credit utilization rate? Like how do they look at it now? Those ones that you paid off, you've got like no debt. You've got a 10,000 limit.
Well, what's the limit on the card that you're doing?
Okay, you want real life scenario? I'm giving out my whole life story here, but I don't care. It's not a big deal. This will help people. So I've got one credit card. Actually, honestly, all of them are like $20,000 limits. Actually,
okay.
But the one that I've got the credit on that's like almost up to the end. The max is it's actually, I think it's with one of the big guys, the big 3, the Chases, the Citibanks, and it's one of those. That one's only got like a $5,000 limit. So if I pay that one over to the Bank of America one, that's the one I want to go to at 0.
At 0%. Okay.
And then I got the other ones, and I pay the rest of that one off, and I transfer it over. So then it'll all be on one card. So
no. My question is, everything that you're putting it on the one card, what is it? The Bank of America?
Yeah.
What's the credit limit? What's the balance?
Oh, that one. I think that one's a high 2-1. I got to look. I think it's like 20 grand too. They give me big numbers.
Yeah,
they want me to charge up a lot of money and then charge me 20%, while I'm paying it off.
That's the better financial decision because that has no interest.
Yeah, right now it doesn't.
Right. So
that's like a year, I think.
Well, that will give you opportunity to pay that card down. Aggressive. I will transfer everything on that and then pay it down as aggressively as you possibly can.
Ooh, I'm glad we talked about it because honestly,
yes.
I wasn't sure I should do that because it might look bad with the other banks.
No,
like, what are you doing?
That's good. That looks because you're paying more in interest rates with other cards.
Yeah, it went from they all had 0 when I got them.
Oh yeah, that's
and
how
now
they get you in there, and they get you to
oh
run that card up.
I didn't know the rates were like 20. What's the maximum rate a credit card can charge from a bank? I mean,
well, each one has its different terms.
Oh, because man, I'm at like 21%. I'm like, what the?
Yeah,
That's
each one
ridiculous.
has its different terms and conditions.
Here I am bashing the bank. I want them as a sponsor, right? But I guess Bank of America. Well, no, I'm not bashing Bank of America. I like Bank of America.
Okay.
So we're good. But anyway, no, seriously though, I'm just trying to get some ideas and this is for not just for me, obviously, it's for everybody.
No, it's for everybody, of course. Yes, because a lot of people, you're not the only one, and don't feel bad. A lot of people are having a credit card debt. A lot of people are in credit card debt right now.
Well, when we have inflation, they keep saying it's only like 5% each year. Let's go from 2017 to now. It's like 20% more on everything. Seriously.
Yes.
I guess gas went down, eggs went down. But if you're looking at, I don't know, try renting. How about rent?
Rent is high. rent is
really high.
Ridiculously high right now.
And if you don't have a good credit score, they like to, more down payment.
Yeah.
What else could they do? Well, they could just refuse to rent, I guess.
Yeah.
So I wanted to get into that, talking about
the system is rigged.
Libby likes to say the system is rigged all the time, but Will is here to try to help us rig it in our favor, Libby.
Right,
the
exactly.
Consumer.
Well,
the person,
and that's exactly like I say. We wasn't taught this stuff growing up in school. So we learned these different things. Life taught us these lessons.
Libby, do you think that's a plan or something? Is that your theory behind it? Why we're not taught this stuff?
Yeah, I think everybody wants us to fail. The corporations, the government, the banks, everything.
See,
that's just my
Libby's
view.
Kind of anti. She's not very free enterprise. She's more of like.
Oh, I like free enterprise, but when they rip you off, it's not fair.
she likes the government helping out. Definitely for sure.
Right.
She's not a fan of credit cards. That's why. I
can't even get one.
That's why I'm surprised you haven't been saying more. She's been letting you talk.
Well, I'm listening to him. He knows more than I do.
But we're going to get you a card, Libby. That's what we're going to do.
Hopefully. Because I pay my bills on time.
So back to her real quick. So she's got Target. Now she wants to go get like a bank card like I have. I have Bank America and some of these other ones.
It's in my dad's name.
And it's not even in her name. How do you start? She's not 18. With a clean record. I mean, she's been in life.
I'm 50 with a clean record.
Yeah. I guess she's okay.
Her dad needs to add her on his credit card as an authorized user.
Right.
That's
how the debit card's set up. Yeah.
Yeah, but that don't count. Debit cards don't count.
No, it's credit card.
Credit
card.
Right.
Yeah.
Debit is connected to money in the treasury.
Right.
Credit card is like a loan.
Right.
I think you're right. People don't understand what a credit card is, I think.
I always forget.
Yeah.
So anyway, Will, I don't mean to keep interrupting, but there's so many questions I have.
Oh, you good,
We're gonna have you on for 2 hours. But anyway,
I don't mind.
So we were talking about your business and a little bit, and then I started talking about my situation. But back to you, how do you get clients to come to you and work with Nove? What do you do to get people involved?
So that's a good question. My method is just exposing people to what I do. I don't try to sell. I just educate.
Okay.
Because T-Mobile has already convinced you that you need your credit fixed. The car dealership convinced you already that you need to fix your credit.
True.
Right?
True.
So you guys know, you know that your credit is already messed up. My job is just to educate you and expose you to what I do. So when you are in a situation, you get denied at the dealership, you can say, hey, I know a guy. Okay. Or you have a friend that's going through a situation, they're talking about credit. They say, hey, I know a guy that can help you out.
We got a guy.
I got a guy for you.
It's Will Can on YouTube, you're saying, right? Or Instagram. Sorry.
Instagram. Will Can _1. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I want to spell it WILL CAN and then underscore and then 1.
Yes.
So that's we'll find him on Instagram. And then obviously you're here on Intellectual Radio on Bell and Company's show. So you'll be able to share this now. And again, I was thinking about like an Ask Will segment or something, because there's always going to be something that comes up.
Oh yeah, it's always something.
You don't
that
have
comes
to necessarily be here. We could do it on the phone if you have
Oh
to.
no, that's cool. That's cool.
But you could be here.
Yeah, I don't mind.
But speaking of that, I mean, doesn't our credit like evolve? Like, I mean, say we closed them, and you're not. I know the advice is never close the credit card. Just don't use it. I know that.
Yes, just
but
don't
say we
use
did.
it.
What now? What?
Well, that's gonna. So part of your credit is scored off the history of it.
Okay.
So, yeah. So that's gonna hurt your score. That's gonna bring it down.
Ooh. So
yeah. Don't close it.
Don't. Keep that Target, Livy. Don't ever get rid of that Target card. Tell your dad to add you.
Just cut it up. You don't want to use it anymore. Cut the card.
There you go. But don't call them and cancel.
No, never do that.
Now, should you be concerned? And I can't believe I've never asked anybody at the bank or anywhere. You're the first person I've asked this. What happens about like identity theft and security if you got a credit card sitting there you're not using?
Okay.
It's open. Say it's got $1,000 line of credit. You're never using it. Is Target, like she's got Target, for instance. I've got, Bank of America I'll have, and we don't use it. Then what? Do they close them? Will the bank close them?
That's a good question. And it can possibly close it. Yes.
They will.
Yeah, they possibly use it. So that goes back to my method as well. You want to always keep utilization. So for a regular credit card, I would suggest Netflix, right?
Okay.
Those small reoccurring payments is going to show activity that's going on.
Right.
On
You
the
said
card.
no gas, because that's
no gas.
No
gas. That's going to get you there real quick.
I mean, I do put gas on it, but I try to pay that bill because that's the company card.
Okay.
We pay that off every 30 days. So
well,
I think we're okay on that one.
Well, you're disciplined, right? So you know yourself.
Sure I am. I'm an entertainer, man. I'm crazy, but yeah, I've got discipline.
Like me, I know that I don't try not to use it for gas, right?
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you a story. I had a car on file for DoorDash, right? And I said, hey, I'm just gonna use it to do like Uber Eats and DoorDash. Man, that got away from me. I didn't realize how much I order food out, and that kind of got away from me.
You weren't tracking it on the little app on the phone.
I looked at
like,
man, I ate this much in a month.
well, that's a good comment too. How often are we supposed to be looking at our credit card statement, even checking your credit? The both of them. How often do you?
That's a great question.
How often do we look at the credit card?
And I'm looking at mine often. I look at my credit often. So I have a few different things that I use too. A lot of people out here all the time, Credit Karma. They look at Credit Karma. That is not accurate.
No kidding.
No.
I used them at one point. I don't have them now, but I've used them.
So Credit Karma will give you an idea of what's on your credit.
See, I did not know that.
Yeah,
so they're looking at the report.
A lot of those free sites, they're not gonna give you an accurate statement because they're getting paid off selling your information or getting you to apply for credit cards.
So we got to go directly to the three big ones, right? The TransUnion, the Equifax, and the Experian are the big credit reporting agencies.
So what I like is annualcreditreport.com, right?
That's where you get it free, right?
Yeah, you get it free, right? One time. It should be once a year.
I think during COVID they let you do it like once a month or something. I heard they made it more.
They was doing it then. I don't think they're doing it like that now. But I always, my new clients or people that are interested, I always refer them there.
Once you get the free, and again, it's annualcreditreport.com. But once you get the free one, can you then pay to have them?
Yes.
You can.
Yes, sir. And I always recommend paying. So now I use Smart Credit. Also I use Experian as well.
Oh yeah, Experian's pretty good. They got a lot of services.
Experian is good. Yes.
Yeah, they do more than just report your file. They got a lot of stuff. I think Equifax is doing it. I don't know if TransUnion has all those other services.
I actually Experian. I believe I'm set up. I'm paying for all three of them through Experian. So they show my Equifax and TransUnion. Yeah,
they
it's like
do that
$20 a month. Yes,
they'll share but they share the score too.
Yes, sir.
Interesting.
Yes, sir. Yes.
And now speaking of the score, we didn't talk about this. I know we're bouncing around a little bit. I want to get it all out, so we're not quite in order. But on the scores, do each of those credit file disclosure places, the credit bureaus, have a different score?
Yes, sir.
They do.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And the reason why is because there's different things reported on different credit reports. Everything does not always report on the same credit bureau.
All right. So when you go to annualcreditreport.com and then you get the reports, but then they always ask you, do you want to order your credit score? You've got to get it from all three. You don't just get it from one.
Yes, sir. Yes. Okay. You want to get it from all three because all three are going to have different things on them.
Interesting.
Yes, sir.
I did not know that. See, I'm learning, man. I'm 50 and I'm learning now, and I've been dealing with credit cards most of my life. Interesting. I would have never known that. I got to make sure I start checking. But you pay for it. They'll never give you the free credit score, right? Nobody gives it for free.
Well, the annual credit report, they'll give you one for free.
They do.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Ooh,
sir.
everybody
They
hear
give you-
that?
Yeah, annual
Weren't you
credit
paying
report.com.
attention?
No. He's talking about free the report. I'm talking about
Right.
the score now. You can get the
Ye-
score for
no,
free and the report.
No, you're right. They won't give you the score on annual credit report. They just give you the report.
Yeah, no,
Report,
that's
yeah.
I'm listening.
Yeah,
They'll give you the report for free, but you got to pay for the score.
You have to pay for the accurate score because Credit Karma, like I said, they give you a score, but that score is not accurate. Those free sites,
Yeah.
they don't have an accurate
Yeah, that's what you
score.
said.
Yeah.
So, okay, obviously brings up this next question. So, what did all of these people that are looking at you to give you more credit, like say the banks, the car dealer, the people that you're going to rent from for an apartment, where are they getting the score?
So that's a good question. They have different things that they're looking at. Some look at only TransUnion.
Oh.
Some only look at Experian. It
Interesting.
dependent on the industry that you're in.
You know, and I'm not plugging them because honestly, I feel like they're like the quote unquote the devil, but the credit file disclosure company. But I feel like Experian does the most, and it seems like a lot of people use that one.
Well,
for some
it
reason.
varies.
I don't know
It
why.
does vary. It does vary.
Well, I just know
seen a
by
lot
like
of
my
different
credit card, we used Experian. You know, it says on the
Right.
thing. On
yeah,
the
so
letter.
it'll say it on there, right? And
Yeah.
I see a lot. Sometimes it's TransUnion though. They go off of TransUnion.
Oh, well, that's another big one. They've been around a long time.
yeah, Equifax
and
as well
they
too.
used to be in Illinois. I don't know where they're based now. But
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
did you know Discover was based in Illinois? I didn't know that.
I didn't know
until
that either.
recently.
Yeah, I got the addresses too.
But they got bought out, I think. So who knows where they're based now? But they used to be part of Sears. Discover was part of
I
Sears.
didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That was a big. I think that was their. I guess it turned into a credit card, but that was their own, like in-store credit. They used the Discover people.
Okay.
This is going back. I'm aging myself. But anyway, back to the story. So there is not one place, and this is important. Everybody needs to listen up. There is not one place that these creditors will use for a score, and there's really no one place to get a score. You have to buy it from all of the three big ones.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Sounds good. And then what happens if like one for some reason is really low? Like say one's at 500 and the other ones are at 750. What do you think that means?
Well,
credit score. I'm talking about.
Something is reporting on one that it's not reporting on the other, and I've seen that happen before. Yes.
Really?
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes.
Wait, you're telling me that of the three, they don't always get all of your credit information?
They don't. No.
What?
No. Nope. That's crazy, right? Sometimes.
Why would that be? What's the point of having all three then if they're not even going to?
Well, they're three different companies. So
Okay, but why wouldn't they all want to have the same information? That doesn't make any sense.
It just works out like that sometimes. So in that situation, you'll call me, someone like me, and I'll go ahead and dispute it off your credit report.
Okay.
But that does happen. That happens more than a lot of people think. I had a question from a client of mine. They wanted to know, they had one credit reporting this, another one was reporting a lot lower, like you said.
Yeah.
They wanted to know when it was going to catch up with each other.
Well, I'm wondering if that's because maybe there's more inquiries from places on one, maybe that could have been, or just something negative would have been on that low one.
Just got reported to Experian or Equifax,
Interesting.
And they didn't report it to the other credit bureau. That's exactly how it happened.
Does it cost them money to send the info or something? Why wouldn't a car dealer want to look at all three of them? And I know there's actually a couple of smaller ones, right? There aren't just the big three.
No, it's not.
There used to be at least.
It's still out there. But those are the three that
the three big ones.
The big three ones.
So why wouldn't a car dealer that's trying to get a guy to buy a car from him and give him a loan? Why wouldn't he want to report it to all three organizations? Does it cost them money or something?
Well, that's just the system. That's just the reason they reported. I don't have a definite answer why they do it.
This is why we need Will on here. And say the name of your organization again that you're with.
I'm with Nove.
So we got to find Will at Nove. And you guys have meetings and stuff, right?
Yeah, we do meetings. We have webinars daily. I'm actually going to be doing a webinar tonight at 4 p.m. Central Time.
I've missed like two of them already. I've been late. I'm like, shoot, I don't even know what's going on. I tuned in one time, like halfway. I'm like, what is he talking about? I'll wait till the next one.
Yeah, we have them daily, Sunday through Friday, and then Saturdays we meet at the Dopest Bar on Roosevelt and Western, and we have like a live presentation there.
That's where I was thinking. How did I think you must have lived in Schaumburg or something?
I did live in Schaumburg. I lived in actually Roselle.
But you didn't you have something going on in Schaumburg at one point?
I
where
did
you had
at
meetings
one point
there?
in time. I did.
Okay,
yes,
I'm not crazy then.
No,
okay.
you're not. I've been doing this a long time. I've been all over the place.
So now we go to Chicago at Where'd you say Western?
Roosevelt and Western.
Roosevelt and Western.
Bar.
So that's
yes, sir.
What is that considered? Just the West Loop or whatever? What do they call that?
I want to say that's the West Side.
That's just West Side.
Yeah,
okay.
West Side.
You keep going a little far that way, and you're by UIC, right?
Yeah, you by UIC, closer to Stroger.
By the hospital.
Yeah,
okay,
by the hospital.
Gotcha.
Yes, sir.
And you do that every Saturday night at the bar?
Saturday at 3:30. 3:30
in the afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
I was gonna say we'd have a few cocktails, talk credit.
Well, we talk. It's called credit and cocktails. So
there you go.
We talk credit, and then it's a little mingling session out there. It's with cocktail and wings.
See, I believe it or not, I know we're kind of bouncing around, but I knew what I wanted to talk about with you. So
that's
so
good,
we got
man.
that meeting, but every night you're saying, other than the Saturday, you can listen in on this conference
on webinars. I have different times. You can shoot me a text for the time.
Okay.
My number is 312-533-5013.
Say it again.
312-533-5013.
And ask for Will, and he'll give you the times that he's having those. But again, every day, just be expecting you can catch one every day, and then meet him Saturday in Chicago. By the way, we're on more than just in Chicago. This is on the internet and on YouTube.
Yes,
but for people who are in
sir.
Chicago. Let's be
exactly.
clear.
That's
Unless
right.
you want to fly from LA or New York or something to come meet Will, you can.
And that's I help people all over the United States. So and then also I want to touch on, I do have income opportunities for people.
Okay.
Like I was telling you guys, I got into this for additional streaming income. And my story is it's different than some of my other business partners. I was just looking to make some extra money.
Okay.
And I found this opportunity, and it allowed me to get my credit fixed and make money along with helping everybody else.
So you weren't necessarily ready to be a credit repair expert.
No, I just wanted to be able to take care of my family and pay rent.
Isn't it funny how
goal.
some necessities become like now you're just doing it?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
I did want to get into broadcasting, but I didn't necessarily know I was going to run my own show and do YouTube and all that. I thought I was going to be like a news reporter at WBBM in Chicago, and see, it just things go and things I think happen for a reason.
Yeah,
thank you up there.
Yeah, God always has his plan. And I say that all the time too, is we want things to go the way that we think they should go, and we don't know nothing.
Look, I'll tell you, I could use my family, for instance. I mean, and I said this in other shows, actually one of the first shows here, but on other shows I've talked about my family. My dad is the king of entrepreneurship. I mean, he's done everything from being a franchise owner with a group of partners for a Wendy's.
Okay.
As in Wendy's International, Dave Thomas.
Yeah.
He's done that. He's owned hotels. I don't know how he got into that. I never heard that story. I just remember having fun in the pool.
Right.
And going there and being there all for months. He would go.
Okay.
We wouldn't go there for months, but he would stay up there. And that was in Michigan. And then he had some investments in Georgia. So I remember going to Stone Mountain, Georgia.
Okay.
And what was funny is our vacations were his business trips.
Really?
So let me tell you, it's interesting how you never know exactly what you're going to do. And you know what we're doing now? Because I'm involved now, not just broadcasting, salon suites, like beauty, hair, spa. We even had nails at some of the locations.
Really?
And I mean, what does it have to do with owning real estate? Right? I mean, I guess you own the building, but I mean, it just so happens that another family member was a hairstylist and saw this concept and said, look, we got to start investing, because once we started doing it, they're everywhere now. You just name us. You just go on a corner, you'll see a salon suite.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'll tell you.
Your dad sounds like a serial entrepreneur.
Yeah, you just never know, though. I mean, I don't think he planned on getting into salons, I'll tell you.
No.
But he definitely wanted real estate.
Okay.
He wanted to invest in property. And we're still buying land. So that's why I needed to hear a lot about this. He's going to listen to this, but I think he's kind of got a good concept of what he needs to do for credit, because he's been dealing with banks forever.
Well, also
he makes deals with them, by the way. I don't know. I was going to talk to you about that. Can we make deals with credit card companies?
You can.
You can.
Yes.
I'll stay with you. I'll do this amount of credit. but you got to give me this rate for like 5 years or something, because that's what it does with the bank.
Well, you can ask for a lower interest rate on the cards.
Okay.
You know, you can ask for lower interest rates on the cards. Um, apply for different credit cards to do the transfer of the balance with better interest rates.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those are some things they work with you with that.
Wow.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Yes.
I've never tried that, but I'm going to. I'm going to call them now. Well, how do you go lower than zero for a year, right? But these other ones, I should have probably asked them when they're at 22%.
Right.
But so anyway, so you want to talk about you're into that and Nove, and you've been doing it at least since 2017, but you got into it not so much as I'm going to be a credit repair expert.
No, I didn't. No, I did not get into it to be an expert. Like I said, I got into this to make some money to provide for my family. You know,
how's that going?
It's going good now. It's going really good. You know what? I'm passionate about this now. So, you know, the money, and I tell everybody this, is now the money's gonna come whenever you're passionate about something.
I agree.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter what you're doing. You can be at Wendy's, right? And love what you're doing at Wendy's, and you're gonna be passionate about
love the hamburgers.
Yeah, love the burgers and everything and the money, but you're gonna make great money there once you love what you're doing. So right now, I love what I'm doing. I love helping people.
Are you doing this full time, or is this like still kind of a side project?
No, I'm doing this full time, but I work full time too.
Oh, you do? Oh, you do have another project?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I work. I drive trucks too.
You know, hey, you don't have to tell me. My family, I swear, we've got, like I said, we got the salon. We've got buildings in Indiana that I oversee. These suites are across the country now. They're not just in Illinois.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I know all about wearing different hats. I can tell you.
Oh yeah.
This takes a lot of effort too. You know, to show prep and finding guests.
Oh, I can
imagine.
I can imagine.
And him setting up everything. You know, this is a project in and of itself.
Yeah, I did this. We did this on Sundays. I remember the finding guests and having topics, and that was a lot.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a lot of work,
and people don't realize that.
But I'll tell you, yours is a work of you know, you're helping people. That's the best part I like about it. This is something that we really, everybody, I would say, doesn't everybody need to know about this? I mean, maybe not everybody has credit cards, but
absolutely.
What do we had? 6 billion people, 6.5 billion people in the world. I would say at least 5 billion of them need to have credit. 6 billion need to have credit cards.
There's 43 million people with a credit score less than 599.
Is that right?
Yes.
Is that in the USA or the world?
That's
just
the
USA.
Yeah, I know just America, United States.
That's enough, though.
Yeah, and a lot of people. So it's a lot of people that need help, and a lot.
What happens when you have that low score?
Well, it makes life
not much, right?
Yeah, it makes life harder. You're paying a lot more interest rates. Interest rates are killing you. That's the difference.
And are you maybe not getting an apartment if you got a lower score? Are they looking at you going, maybe I don't want to rent?
You are. I'm a landlord. I have property, and I look at your credit score.
You do.
Okay. I do, and you know why? I don't know you. Okay, so your credit score is your adult report card.
I agree.
Yeah, so
I A's and B's in chemistry and math. It's how you handle your finances, right?
So I can look at you, and I'm making I have to make a determination off of reading your credit score, and that's a lot of other people. Employers are doing the same thing, and creditors are doing the same thing.
Now, is that even legal in the USA? I thought some states don't allow that you can check a credit report to have a job. I thought I thought like Illinois was one of those that have a lot of rules against being able to do that.
No, they can check your
credit
still do
score.
It. Yeah, that's determining who you are, what type of person that they're hiring, your character.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Okay. Even like working at McDonald's or something? Like
well, McDonald's they don't care about that. They're looking for a different type. They're marketing to a different type of person.
Yeah.
Right.
I guess that's true. You're not renting somebody space that needs to keep it up and be responsible and stuff. You're an employee, and maybe it's a little less responsibility. But I'm not downing McDonald's employees. They do a lot.
They do it.
They got them doing 3 jobs now instead of 1 because stuff was automated.
Right. It's gonna be all automated.
White Castle's automating the fry people. I know that.
Yeah, and
next
15 years, a lot of this stuff is gonna all be automated.
So, but the I guess what I was getting at is the lower score. And how many was it again? Say that number.
43 million with a credit score less than 599.
That's a lot of people.
That is.
Damn.
So that means there's a lot of people that need my help out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, we've got a few minutes left. So again, to catch Will, you can basically listen to his seminars every night except Saturday.
Yes, sir.
And then on Saturday, you can meet him in person in Chicago. And
Yeah,
what's the name of that bar again?
The
I'm sorry.
Dopest Bar on Roosevelt and West. I don't have the exact address, but
Spell that.
DOPEST.
Got it.
Bar.
The Dopest Bar, like it's dope. Got
Yes,
it. The Dopest
yes,
Bar.
sir.
Libby, you gonna come with me one Saturday?
We got to go see the Dopest Bar.
Yeah, you need the credit help, man.
Of
You need that. You
course.
need more than just Target. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. And then if they want to, do you have a website or something? I never asked.
I do have a website. You can always look at novemoney.com/Will Can.
Got it. So it's the Nove site, and then you have a page.
Yes,
and it's
sir.
NOVAE.com.
Wait, Nove Money, NOVAE Money, MONEY.com/Will Can.
Got it.
Yeah,
And
but
that's-
it's easier, guys, to come find me on Facebook at Will Canty, or you can text at 312, or text or call 312-533-5013.
all right, great. It was great having you here, and I know I'll have more questions I didn't ask here, but that's why we're all going to go on those seminars
Yes, sir.
Monday
yes,
through
sir.
Sunday. But no, Saturday's live at the Dopest Bar,
Yes, sir.
on the west
Sounds
side of
good.
Chicago.
Yes,
Awesome.
sir.
Well, Mr. Will Canty, thank you for being here. We appreciate having you on. There's a
Man.
lot of good advice. I feel so much better. I know what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to go home and call my credit cards, ask for a lower rate, transfer that money over to the one, and then we'll see how that goes. I'll let you know.
Man, I appreciate it. I appreciate coming here, and I enjoyed myself.
And then the Nove meetings on the night, are those for people to come to join too, right? You talk about that?
Yes,
or-
sir. That's everything. We offer a lot more than personal credit. We do business credit as well, business funding, personal loans. We even help with LLCs. I was mentioning debt consolidation. So we have a variety of different things that we can help. We are the credit and money company.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
Will, it was nice having you here. Nice meeting
Man,
you.
it's a pleasure.
All right, everybody, take care. We'll come back for another show after this. And you're listening to Bell and Company with Libby and Mario J. Bell here on Intellectual Radio.
All right.